Good morning, all of you. So, today I would like to discuss about the design thinking. So, you have heard the name design thinking. So, what is the design thinking basically? First of all, I would like to understand what is the design. So, design is not a decoration. Some of the philosopher or author has given a very good definition on the design. So, they are talking about design is not a just decoration. Some of the persons from other discipline they are thinking design is a decoration, but this is totally wrong. So design is something somewhere that is the problem solving. Next definition of this Apple founder of this Apple, Steve Jobs, has given the example of design. Design is not just what it looks like, it feels like. Design is how it works. Design is also not a physical objects. So next definition is a design is not a product designer produce, but design is a process that designers facilitate. According to Boli, Lee Boli, he is also founder of his company. Next definition I'm talking about everyone designs who devices courses of actions aimed at changing existing solutions situations into the preferred ones. So whatever we have the problem we are facing in our life, in our project, we try to change the problem, we try to solve the problem. So that is this is called as the design. And last I'm talking about design thinking. So basically the designers don't try to search for a solution until they have determined the real problem. Even then, instead of solving that problem, they stop to consider a wide range of potential solutions. Then only they will finally con- convert upon their solutions. So this process is called basically the design thinking. So in this we'll discuss about the design thinking tools and how we can inculcate the different ideas, whatever problem you are facing in our life, we are facing in our life. So this is the about design. What are the design definitions? The next we are coming to the traditional product development. What is happening in the traditional product development? So whatever we are talking about in our human mind, that is the you can say that we have the two brains in left side and right side, and left side controlling the right side movement and right side controlling the left side movement in our body, and there is in between connection between this left side and right side. And left side is thinking about sequencing, some mathematical, some analysis, some logic stored in the left side brain, and right side is feeling some imagination, imaginations, intuitions, some creativity, arts we have in the right brain. So if you're talking about the design thinking, then we have to use both the brains, left side and right side brain, and try to develop some give some solutions of your problem. So traditional product development, you can see I have taken this picture from this Paris, France when I visited it last 2 years back. That is the incremental delivery of the functionality. Suppose I am want to develop one product. So what we have the different types of features we can change it here. You can see first of all we have developed this one wheel, then we are talking about two wheels, then we can change the seat, then you can see this cycle is basically designed for this uh, physical handicap. Then you can see there is different models. So in this way just we are changing the features of the one cycles, and each and every feature has the functionality. Suppose if you remove this stand of the cycle, then what happen? It will not be on it in the stand. So we have to think about each and every component, each and every part of this product. So this is the called as this traditional product development, incremental delivery of the functionality. So next we are talking about how we can do in the design thinking. In the design thinking we are talking about that is a user-centric product development. Based upon the demand of the customer, we are trying to change the product. We are trying to modify our product. For example, we have developed this bowl card first in bridges usually generally used to see this bowl cart. Then we have the cycles, design the cycles were two wheels, but it is difficult in the cycles to cover the distance more than the 50 or 50 kilometers. Then we what we did, then we install the motor on the cycles, and that is this is called as a motorcycle design. And we changes and added so many features. After we need the more comfort depending on the customer demand. What we did, we have added the four wheels. We prepared the four wheels cars, and we added so many features in their AC is there. Then you can say smooth driving is there. Then there is option for speed changing. So many features we have added. So depending upon the user's need, we try to develop and we get some solutions. So that is called as the incremental delivery of value to the users. Depending upon the user's requirement, we change it. So in the design thinking, basically we have to understand the customer need. That is the basic important thing. So this is the user-centric product development. So I am giving you the example. Two company, one is the Microsoft and other one talking about the Xerox. They are covering the whole world based upon the only design. Whatever customer feel, whatever customer needs after 10 years, they think before 10 years and they try to develop the product so that based upon this strategy, they capture the whole market. In the Microsoft, his own employee are using his product because this is basically Microsoft using business to business or somewhere you can say that business to customer. So most of the persons are using the Microsoft. So they are giving the feedback. They are giving this you just need what they want in next futures another 10 years. So based upon this, they are trying to make the product. Similarly for the Xerox also, he also captured the market on this office automation. No one is going to compete this product because whatever customer is demanding in the present scenario, they already think about the customer demand and they try to develop the product before you can say that they think before the 10 years or the product will come another 10 years. Like this way, there is a strategy. Whatever the customer demand, they already think and try to build the product. So this is the product design strategy. Based upon this design strategy, company is capturing whole the market. So next I'm talking about this Stanford's design thinking process. In this process, you can see there is a five phase. That is the empathy phase, define phase, edit phase, prototype, and test. So we are somewhere talking about the solutions. So in this, what we can add here, whatever phase is there, in any phase, whenever we have the idea, we have been you want to change the idea, we can change. So we somewhere we are trying to give the better solutions. So in the empathy phase is the to understand the user's need. In this, we need to understand the user's problem and we need to focus on this. What is the problem? First, we understand the problem. So better option is to go to the field where the problem is. Either some suppose I want to solve the problem in villages, then we have to visit the villages. You need to see what is the problem. So that is the empathy phase. Another problem is the define. If you understand the problem, then you identify the core problems. What is the regions? Then you added the problem. Means try to give some solutions. What are the options available for those problems? You can do this brainstorming or like this way you can do. Then prototype. Narrow down the idea and build the prototypes. Whatever you have thinking, now you come to the one point and you come one solution and try to build them or implement them. And last is the use the result to support the decision making. Means whatever we have in the prototype idea in our mind, we can test them. So better example I am giving in this design thinking process is suppose in villages anyone who is cooking foods, they are using the coals or wood for burning purpose, for eating purpose. So suppose this heat, burning of this wood or coal is giving lots of fumes and they will harm the persons. Suppose this is the problem. Just we understand the problem. This comes under the empathy page. Now we want to define the problem is the burning fumes is going to harm the person. Now we define the problem. Ideate phase. In the third phase, we are talking about what are the options, how we can remove them. First option is we can install the chimney in each and every chula in the village. Second option is can we remove the wood and coal completely? We can add some electric heater, inductions, microwave, kerosene oil stoves. So there are so many options. We think each and every options, take some input from other persons also, do the brainstormings, and we try to come upon the solutions. Suppose there is one more options is the LPG gas also. So we understand this LPG gas is better for villages because each solutions may have some merits and demerits. Then we come in the prototype phase, we come to solution that we can provide the LPG gas already using in our India. So based upon this LPG gas, they try to install or provide the one LPG gas to the customer or in a one village they provide 10, 20, 50 LPG cylinder to the customer and they test it. After this testing, if the result is successful, then it comes under the empathy phase and again we have the solutions or we can further improve it. So this is basically the iterative process. Design thinking is not, you can say that in a one go we can have the some solutions, but you have to apply your mind and you try to find the problem, then you can start thinking about the solutions. So some of this person's concept is, this is basically some of person, this is a concept of this design thinking is, this is a mindset. Of course we have to make some way of thinking or some posture of this process so that you can understand in a better manner. This is also, you can say that it is a problem solving tool, understanding this complex problem and solve them creatively. Apply your mind, then we can solve this. So this is this, if you're talking about this design thinking, then the different persons have the different perceptions. Someone is talking about a name, this is ideations, design infusion, design thinking, then this user driven innovations, then innovation fusion, you can say that, and value by design, value engineering, rapid prototyping, service design, customer experience design, logical thinking, creative work. So different persons have the different perceptions about the design thinking, but all this point we're talking about only the problem solving, how to solve the problems. So anyone can be the design thinking, of course anyone can use this. and become the design thinker. A basketball player without talent will never be a Carmelo Anthony. You cannot train everybody be good at everything, but most of people have one thing in what they are good in. So we have to focus what the people have and what is the tendency of the people, and you try to give them the job on their capability. Sometimes we make the mistakes of trying to take people who don't have necessary talent and they can improve marginally, but our ability to change people's potential is relatively small. In the Tata also, when in the last 15 years they install this computer system in the automatic transfer line, so they are trying to train the people on the computer, so people were not ready to learn about the computer, how to operate it. So they try to get the voluntary retirements. A company terminate some of the employee or give them the voluntary retirements because the people mindset is not changing. So you have to think how we can change the people mind, or you can say that our not role, technology does not play a role in the, you can say that, to removing the employee, terminating the employee, but to amplify the capability. Technology role is to amplify the capability. Based upon the technology application, we have to use it and we can improve our efficiency. So these are the some of the tools in the design thinking we are using generally. Some knowledge funnel, then difficulty important matrix, brainstorming, cause and effect diagram. This is about the idea generation. We can generate the idea. And there is a idea evolution process also. Multi-voting, Pareto analysis, 5 why analysis, puff analysis. These are the idea evolutions. You can narrow down those idea and come up with the solutions. So we'll talking about these tools. So knowledge funnel, that is the Roger L. Martin given the concept. Suppose the idea is vague, not clear, then try to correlate the idea which is similar. First phase is mystery, then second is the heuristic. Try to correlate the similar idea, and third is the algorithm. If you have the clear, then you can find out the step. What are the steps we can use it? So algorithm, a very wonderful book written by this Design of Business by the Roger L. Martin. This is a knowledge funnel. How we can from this vague solutions to some fruitful solutions. How you can come to the some fruitful solutions. So like this way you can apply the knowledge funnel. Then next is the difficulty importance matrix. Suppose you have the difficulty importance matrix means just we have drawn here the difficulty importance, and we try to solve. So first is the problem. What is the problem selection of this bread toasting machine? Then what is the goal? To prioritize a list of items and understand their relevance to the project. Create grid and feature list. So this is the list, and this box list important importance most important, list difficulty and most difficulty. Like this way you can make a table. Now then the next page we are talking about the prioritize items by importance. So whatever you can think about this bread toasting machine, you can note down. Suppose I have mentioned here even toasting required, good taste is required, reliable is required, maintenance is required, attractive is required, low cost is required. So these are the factors that are going to affect the performance. So before you start this difficulty important metric, you should understand the complete process. Then you can able to find. Then you can easily identify the priority list. So this is the difficulty important matrix. Now you evaluate the matrix and you can pick whenever you feel, suppose I need event hosting, most typical least important event hosting is, then you can fill here in this quadrant. Then we have the most important is good taste. We're talking about most difficult and most important good taste. Then you can fill this quadrant. Like this way you can divide this complete matrix in the quadrant and try to understand the situations, so you will come up the solutions. So like this way, this is the difficulty importance matrix. So brainstorming sessions, basically one most important is the brainstorming, that is a round robin. In this round robin, what we are doing, that is this tools you can generally use for the initial step of this analysis of any of the project. So it is a group discussion basically that consists of encouraging a voluntary generation of an idea from the all the participants, and this can be organized for this purpose of finding root cause of the problem, and we can give some solutions. Whatever the idea we have generated, we can note down and we can try to correlate with the objectives. So like this way, does it solve the problem, does it introduce new problem, then will it fit to the current system? Like this way you have the questions in your mind, and you can correlate your number of ideas. So next idea, in this idea there is a problem. Each and every person does not get the opposite opportunity to give the idea. So like this way there is a some negative, you can say that there is a avoid the negativity and group argument. So Dr. D Bono six had given the concept. So minimum six people is required. Six people is required in a group discussion, and what they did, they fixed the responsibility of each and every person. First one they did talking about six hat, means first is the white hat. In this white hat, they the responsibility of this white hat is the information. What do we need? What do what information do we want? What do we know? Like this way the question they will ask. In the white hat. Then next is the talking about the red hat. In the red hats, they have talking about the feelings, emotions, institutions, hunches of the problem. Similarly, for the black hat, they are talking about the legality, judgment, morality. Then yellow hat, positive, optimism, benefits. Green hat, new idea, options, opportunity. And blue hat, control of the process and conclusion. So like this way, each and every person's will have the responsibility, and based upon this, you can have the better judgment. So this is the brainstorming using the De Bono six thinking hats. So next is the cause and effect diagram. So it is better to understand. I have drawn this diagram in the Minitab. So you have to know the factors, what are factors going to affect. We need to know understand the complete process, and what are the process, what are the output parameters, and what are the input parameters, what are the sub input parameters you need to understand, and you can enter in the Minitab and you can draw this cause and effect diagram. So it is basically tool to understand the process, what are the factors is going to affect the performance. Then this multi-voting activity, after this brainstorming sessions, then you can know the guidelines, that is the brainstorm the all a list of options, then vote for the idea that are worthy for discussion, then identify items for next round of voting, vote again, discuss remaining idea and decision. Like this way we have to prepare the table here. Whatever, suppose I need the electric machines, one point agenda is there, then everybody will vote. Then the number of bread toasted, no one, less people are voted for this. Maintenance free, only one. Like this way you can find out the important idea. You can remove this idea if no one is voting. Like this way you can have the solutions. Then next is talking about the Pareto analysis. This is also a statistical tools for decision making used for the selection of the limited number of factors that produce the significant overall effect. So what is this Pareto analysis? Basically, that is the 80-20. Any of the problem we can solve 80% of the problem we can solve with the help of only 20% of the resources, and only 20% we have to think something that is the, you can say that, beyond our control. So whatever we are, Pareto has given this principle, that is 80-20, you can try to solve your problem by only the 20% of your resources. So we have the one problem. Suppose we have these five designs and we had did this multi-voting activity, and we can find out the voting options. Then you can plot a diagram and you can find out what is this factors. These 20 factors is going to the affect the 80% of your performance. So suppose I have plot and diagram in this many times, and we use this only two factors, design E, design D, and suppose design B is going to affect the more. So we, based upon this, we have to control only, we have to focus on only these two parameters, design B and design D. So this is this Pareto analysis. Next we are talking about this 5 why analysis. If you have the, if you ask some questions on your each and every why, what, where, when, who, how, then you can have the better solutions. By answering these questions, then you can better to understand your problem. So like this way, you have to do the 5 why analysis. This is also an effective tool for the problem solving. You can know the exact root cause of your problem. So what is being done, why is it necessary, what else could be done, what else should be done. Like this way you can ask the questions. One of the also important tool is the puff matrix. Suppose we have selected a problem here in the toaster selections. So this is the selection criteria: quality, capacity, durable, appearance, foolproof. The selection matrix we are talking about, this even toasting, good taste, multiple slice, low maintenance, reliable, affordable, attractive, and easy to use. These are the factors is going to affect the this selection problem. Then we have to design concept. What are the, suppose I have selected here four different method. One is electric heater, then a microwave oven, then induction heating, then pack, and then fork and fire. So like this way, you can prepare this table first. Then you try to understand the effect of this factor on the product. Suppose I'm talking about this, we need in the, so electric heater we kept here the benchmark, so we put at 0, and for comparing this benchmark electric heater to the one of the equipment, that is a microwave oven. So we are talking about even toasting means is better, then we can put A marks. Then good taste we put more better, then we put double A. So multiple slice we can put more better, then the, we can put here this A. So like this way you can give the weightage of this matrix parameter, and you can find out, calculate the how many better options is, how many negative options is. Like this, how many A, how many B, you have to calculate here, and you take the differences. Suppose the difference is 1. Another for the induction heating, like this way, similar, you can have this A, B, B, A, B, B, A, B, B. Like this way, you can calculate total A and total B, and you can put the differences. Then similarly for this fog and fire, like this way, you can put the differences. So you can compare how much positive idea is there. Suppose here is 0, we are talking to 1, so that is 1 is the correlated with this electric heater. So like this way you can classify your idea. And last one, we are talking about the puff matrix with the weighted criterion. In this weighted criterion, we are giving the weightage to this factor, and we multiply this weightage to this the machine factors. Like somewhere we are talking about zero means same whatever option in the electric heater is there, same options we have can achieve in the fork and fire. Like this, we will put the zero here, and in this way we can calculate this total A score and total B score and weighted score. Like this way, there is you can see here maximum is the 14 is the, you can say that positive parameters, a positive point is there. So like this way you can calculate it. Here is negative, you can remove it. Here is positive, you can compare it. Like this way you can do the weightage and you can try to solve your problem. So these are the references we use, and thank you. So if you have any questions, you can put in, you can ask, you can email me. Thank you for listening. Thank you.